Hello everyone, welcome to my channel again. Today actually I'm in my client apartment, followed by our last videos and many people reaching out to Rachel, what is the process of buying a property in Ireland. So today we are talking into more details about the property in Ireland. So I will ask Rachel a question. So if I buy a property in Ireland, how long I can own the property? Do I own the house? Do I own the land?
So generally, if you purchase a house, it's going to be freehold. So you own, the house and the site that it's on, the boundary around the site. Whereas if you own an apartment, it's going to be leasehold generally. Which means you will have fees to pay, property management fees. This could be for groundworks and maintenance and so on. So the leasehold is normally 900 years or more.
So if I'm an overseas investor, how can you source the best property for us?
Okay, so we would start with having a consultation with our client. We would find out what's important to them, so whether that be local schools, sports clubs, whether it's for a family home, whether it's for an investment home. If it's for an investment home, we will find somewhere that's going to give back a good yield. And if it's for a family home, we generally look at more, in the area of schools, colleges, and amenities.
Very good insights, Rachel. So if we are buying a new home, can you explain what is the process for buying a new home?
Okay, so to reserve a home in Ireland, we need to put a deposit in order to reserve the property. From there, both client solicitor and purchaser solicitor will be issued a sales advice note and a memo. And from there, shortly after, contracts will issue. This is called the conveyancing stage. This generally takes about 3 weeks, 21 days. And upon that, you will pay 10% of the property fee minus your initial booking deposit. So from there, we sign the contract. Once the contract is signed, we do what we call to snag. Snagging normally happens 2 weeks, 3 weeks before completion date. You will be advised of the completion date in advance. Just to bear in mind that in new home developments, you may be given a completion date and there may be delays for whatever reason. That could be to do with utility connections, water connections and so forth.
Oh, very good. So if I buy a second-hand home, can you explain me the process again?
Okay, so the difference with new homes and second-hand homes is new homes, the price is the price. Second-hand homes, the price is it's an asking price. So this is what the vendor would like to achieve for the property. Now with demand so high in the market, you will see that a property could be on the market, a second-hand property for 700,000, and there could be a lot of interest generated. And from there, you will have people putting in offers, parties putting in offers from say 710, 720, 730, and this could go all the way up to 780, 790. The vendor will then have to come to a conclusion of which offer he would like to accept. This may not often be the highest offer, it might be the under offer. It just really depends on the person's situation and the purchasing status of the person. So this could vary from whether the mortgage approved, if they have a house to sell, or if they're a cash buyer.
So if I invest in a property, of course I want 10% return. Why I will invest in property in 5% return?
Okay, so you can expect a return yield of 5 to 10, anywhere from 5 to 10% in Ireland. It's really dependent on location. So our advice would always be to take the less risk option. So you could purchase in North Dublin. Property prices are much lower and your yield is higher. So you could be looking at a return of 8 to 9%. Now comes with that is risk. Be that tenants aren't maybe as reliable, and you also have the chance of property prices decreasing. The market always fluctuates, but it should come back up to a certain level, whereas in the north it may decline and it may never return to what it was. But the properties in the south of Dublin tend to hold their value, and that's for reasons such as being it's not such a built-up area. It has finer schools, finer amenities. It's really sought after place to live in. and it's not as built up as other places, maybe in Dublin. You'll generally find that your tenants in the south of Dublin are working professionals, be that IT, healthcare.
So if our client want to buy a house in Ireland, so they have to look for solicitor themselves or get a surveyor, and how about the flooring, curtain, lighting? How can I find people to do it or rent it out the apartment for me? What can I do?
Okay, so we try to make this process as smooth as possible. We offer our clients a service from not only sourcing the property, but right through the conveyance phase, to finding a solicitor, to finding a surveyor. Now, we have worked with, a large number of clients in the past, and we have sourced their solicitor, surveyor. So then when it comes to the closing of the sale, we move on to the interiors of the home. Now, if our client needs help with, finding flooring, curtains, furniture, and so on, we will help out with that also. We're always on hand, to make the process as smooth as possible.
How about if they never in Ireland, they don't have a PPS number, which is the tax number, how they can pay the stamp duty and the local property tax in future?
Okay, so from our overseas clients in the past, our solicitor will take care of all of this. So they will, once you pay the deposit on your property, they can then apply for your PPSN number, that way you are now registered and you can pay your property tax to revenue.
If our client is buying the property in Ireland, do we need a local bank account to transfer the fund? Is the funds going to transfer to you, to the solicitor, or to the developer?
Okay, so the funds is going to be transferred straight to your solicitor. So your appointed solicitor will go into their client account. So from there, what happens is on closing the sale, so at the end of the sale, your appointed solicitor will release the funds to the vendor solicitor.
So if you manage our property, how can you find me a good tenant? Because it's very important for a rental income.
Okay, so you would instruct us as your agent to then bring your property to market to rent. How we would do that is we would put it on a couple of platforms such as Daft and My Home. We would give some traction. We would then organise viewings, and from there we would request proof of funds. We would request employment reference, landlord reference, previous landlord reference. And then we would do our own homework, so our own background check to see which would be the most suitable candidate to lease the property to.
So how about if the property has some problem, for example, maybe a gas leak, or maybe a broken washing machine, or the oven's not working? If I'm not in Ireland, what can I do? How can I do?
Okay, so what generally happens is our clients will appoint us to manage the property. So if there's anything should happen with the property, they will contact us directly, and we will be there to fix the issue. So we have a property maintenance team that should something happen in one of the properties, we can send a member of the maintenance team out, whether that be plumbing, electricity, and so forth.
If you like our video, please like and subscribe our video. And if you want to invest in Ireland property, please reach out to us. Thank you. Bye bye.